81. Now this is our last sutta before Chinese New Year. So we close the year with the message from the Buddha. Don't be afraid of doing good. Okay? Sometimes we are shy, or sometimes we are afraid. So here Buddha said, don't be afraid, don't be shy. This sutta actually is a summary of the previous one. All the story is there shorter. Look at page 82, the translation. Do not fear merit discourse. The reference is IT 22. Okay? You can say IT 22 or you can say IT 1.3.2. The difference is this. If you say 1.3.2, this is the standard one I use. That means chapter 1, part 3, sutta number 2. Easier to locate. If you put running number 22, okay, these are very short suttas collected by a lady, a hunchback servant of the queen, okay, called Kujutara. Okay, the iti Vuttaka. Iti means thus, Vuttaka means spoken, thus spoken by the Buddha. So every day she'll go and listen to the Buddha, and then she remember the teaching. She will go back to the palace and teach the queen. And then she memorized all these teachings. Okay, look at page 82. This was spoken by the Blessed One, spoken by the Arahat, as heard by me. So by me here is not Ananda, it's a woman, slave woman, and hunchback also. Bhikshus, do not fear merit. This merit, bhikshu, is another name for happiness. Same as previously. Desirable, pleasant, beloved, and agreeable. For I very well know, bhikshus, I have for a long time experienced the desirable, pleasant, blessed, and agreeable fruits of meritorious deeds performed. So the Buddha said, well, I know merits are good because I have experienced this. How did the Buddha know? Because when he became Buddha, he's able to look back his past life, what he did in the past. Number 2, having cultivated a mind of loving kindness for 7 years, 7 years of world contraction and world expansion, I did not return to this world. So here, same thing, right? 7 years of practice, then he went through 7 world cycles of becoming Brahma, and then he became great king, and here mentioned only Brahma, and then became Sakra, and then became a great king. Alright, very short, and then everything else the same. Then the last 2 verses are very short. Alright, the conclusion verse, the Buddha says, Punyameva so sikkeya ayatagang sukudreyam danancha samacharyancha metta chittancha bhavaye. Right? One should indeed train in merit, fruiting in happiness, the best of what's to come, cultivating generosity, a calm or harmonious conduct, and a loving kind heart. Okay, in this verse there is another new word which you won't see in any dictionary. I think even the Oxford doesn't have this word, loving kind. But I think you know the meaning, right? If I say loving kind heart, we all know because we are Buddhists. Loving kind heart, in linguistics we say it's a back formation from loving kindness. If we have the noun loving kindness, obviously the adjective is loving kind, right? So we can invent this word. Now some people say, oh no, it's not in the dictionary. Now dictionaries don't control our words. It is when we use the words, then the word goes to the dictionary. Remember, our language is newer than the dictionaries. So the dictionary records how well you use the words. So if you keep using these words, in the future, some of those scholars, they will do all this research. They will scan all the literature, printed books in the world, and all this book got ISBN, by the way. You know ISBN, International Serial Book Number. So this book, the serial number, where is it?
Last page.
Oh yes, last page. Okay, thank you. Last page. Can you see last page there at the bottom?
Cover page.
978981. That means Singapore, no?
Cover page.
Yeah, cover page at the back of the cover, right at the bottom cover page. We got barcode and the number right at the bottom. 978981 is Singapore, and then 88, and then 6276-3 is the unique number of this book. That means it is recorded in the National Library. You can find this National Library. We got to give them 2 copies every time. And surprisingly, sometimes the University of Washington Library also they have my books. So they're going to survey in the future, say 100 years from now. They say, oh, there's this word loving kind. So they will include this in the dictionary. Right?
100 years later?
Maybe less, I don't know. You can write to them, ask them to expedite things. Okay. Ete dhamme. Have I explained everything here?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Ete dhamme bhavayitva taya sukha samudraye avya pajjang sukhang lokang pandito upapajati. Having cultivated these 3 states, the 3 states mentioned in the previous verse, the fruit in happiness, into trouble-free, happy world, the wise is reborn. Okay, so if you keep your merits, practice, precepts, even just keep the precepts, you find you'll be trouble-free. Or even if there is trouble, you will not be troubled by it. You're calm. Somehow you will survive. Okay, so this is the benefit, the blessings of merit. Right? So if you put all this together, do good, avoid evil. That is merit. Cultivate your mind, to purify your mind. That is kusala. Right? This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. So that's all. That's the verses, very short. So there you are. As Buddhists, our training is to make sure our body and speech are pure. The body is important to us because it is the vehicle of awakening. We become Buddha or become awakened by keeping this body still. Why must we keep the body still? Now we must ask the question, what is the body? Now when you ask the question, what is the body? It is same as the question, what is the world? There is one sutta called the Sabba Sutta. Sabba means all. Okay, Sabba Sutta, where the Buddha defines what is the world. The world is made up of all our senses. Okay? The world is our eye. Here we say eye, we don't say eyes. Here eye is uncountable. The eye means whatever we see with. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. 5 physical senses, 6 senses, mind. That's the world. The Buddha said, if anybody say there is something more than the 6 senses, which is the world, he's going to get into trouble. Because no way, there's no number 7, only the 6. What's the meaning of this? It means whatever we can know is either through what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch, and the last one is what we think. That's all we can know. This is called sources of knowledge. Yeah? In philosophy, there's one big word for this. It's called epistemology. Okay? How we know things. Can you imagine just one sutta the Buddha talk about philosophy, epistemology, how we know things. That's all we can know. Whatever we can know are only what we can see, what we can hear, smell, taste, touch, and think. Of course, thing you can't see. So that is the only thing we can know. Objects of the senses. So when we say let go of the world, what does it mean? But when you meditate, you're letting go of the world. You close your eyes, you're letting go of seeing. You give your eyes a rest. You let go of sound. You let go of smell. You don't care about smell. Okay? Let's say you meditate, nice place, nice fragrant perfume. You don't say, wow, what kind of perfume is it? Huh? You just say smell. Bad smell also smell. Same. And then taste. But you go to retreats, very simple food. Sometimes they 1 or 2 meals a day, no dinner, right? So then you can hear people meditating very roaring in the stomach, growl, right? That's a good sound because you're meditating. That means you're not taking food. So you taste food, wow, very nice, simple food, very nice. And then touch means what? Hot, cold. You are comfortable. When you meditate, even hot or cold doesn't matter. You just sit like that. In fact, when you meditate, you feel heat coming up. But if it's cold, it's good to cover yourself with a blanket. Cold is actually better for meditation. It's harder to meditate when it's hot, when it's warm. Anyway, so when you meditate, you close, you switch off all these 5 or 6 phones. So that's the world. You are letting go of the world. Another way of saying this is you are renouncing the world. So no need to become monks and nuns. When you practice meditation, you are renouncing the world. That's what monks are supposed to do when they meditate. They meditate, they're really renouncing the world. They cut off their hair, they change their clothes. That is the ritual kind of renouncing. In fact, although they say they leave home, some of them, not all, they leave a small house for a bigger house, more comfortable one, actually. So it's not really renouncing. But once you start meditating, yes, that is real renunciation, because they let go of the world. Then, in place of the world, they get wisdom. Those kind of monks and nuns are very precious to us, because they will experience what the Buddha has experienced, and they'll be very good teachers. So, but the Buddha doesn't say, oh, monk is powerful than you, better than you, not like that. No? Everyone is free to practice. Very hard to compare. We don't compare when it comes to practice. So you too can renounce. Whenever you meditate, you are renouncing. Right? You could renounce the world for a while. In a sense, coming here also is a sort of renouncing. You've given up the comfort of your homes. You've given up so many things today. You got your kaki to do all kind of things, but here you are. Right? So remember, sometimes you want to come here, your friends say, hey, don't come lah, Just this week, come and join me lah, play mahjong, Your answer should be, hey, you don't play Mara's role, you don't be Mara, okay? I'm going to do something good. Maybe one day in the future, you'll need my friendship, then I can come and help you. Right? If I join you now, we all get into trouble. Same boat. When the boat sink, we all sink together. Right? So, how often do you get sutta classes like this? Right? So don't waste this opportunity. Number one, don't waste the opportunity because we are born human. If you're not a human being, you can't. My 2 cats are very intelligent. No matter how much Dharma I teach, they don't understand. No, they're very clever cats, Lunchtime they know, I don't know how they know the time. So this, especially the little female cat, she will come to me. I'll be doing my translation work, checking my sutta. She'll come to me, she'll meow at me. If I don't look at her, she will take the paw and touch me and say, hey. She'll use her paw and touch me. And then she'll want me to follow her, go behind, and then she waits, she sit down there, the cat food is there, she wait there. Then I realize she wants me to eat. She's saying it's meal time. I got a second wife, a second mother. This cat was also controlling and said, food, meal time. Very clever cat. Okay? And she's very respectful of the other cat, the male cat. This male cat is a bit bossy. So you let the male cat eat first, and then she will wait the male cat finish, then she eats. There's also hierarchy there, The thing is, they're happy together. So loving kindness affects animals also. So why I say this is because if you treat animal well, that is also marriage. The Buddha said if you feed your pets well, animals well, your merit is 100-fold. It just means many times now, you know. I mean, it's not like I give my cat one bowl of cat food, I get 100 bowls of cat food. It doesn't work like that. I mean, we must not be too simplistic, okay? The blessing comes in other ways, intangible. For example, all my life, I've never really had serious problems, you know. What I mean is, things always work out somehow. Because our work is mainly, you know, Dharma work. So anyway, so alright, so you are kind to animals, you get this 100-fold of merits. You know, of course, you are kind to a good monk, an arhat. Wow, immeasurable benefits. You know. So we have a human body.
What about kind to ordinary people?
Yeah, that too. Yes, that also. Be kind to people, then you practice your loving kindness. You know. What I'm saying is, you can never know who you are kind to. You see. Now this person look very simple, you know, but in the future this person becomes something very great. You can never know. Even old people, you help them, then you know they die happy, then they're reborn happy. You see, right? You become devas. They can see you. They bless and protect you. You know. All right. So first, your blessing as a human being. Number two, you have blessing of sanity. None of you are mad or crazy here. You understand what I'm talking. You can read books. You can listen. You have a mind that is normal. Not many people are like that, you know. Some have got schizophrenia. Many are depressed. But if you're depressed, you come here. You won't enjoy the sutta so much, you know. And then, okay, so you have a good mind, right? And you're healthy. That's another one. Generally healthy, right? I mean, we all have some kind of sickness, you know, but generally you're healthy, you can come here, sit down quietly, listen to a talk, right? So we have all these basic blessings. So if we don't use this, there's no excuse, in other words, right? Of course, time is the problem, right? So time is something you create. I had a very interesting experience last week, you know. You see, because I have to take all these eye drops and medicine, you know, so the doctor always tells us I have to take a few eye drops. So he said, don't take all the eye drops together. You must give at least 5 to 10 minutes in between the eye drops. So I put eye drop A, then I look at the time. I said, oh yeah, this clock is so slow, you know. Still not even 1 minute yet, you know, I'm looking at the clock. So I said, let me type something, let me work with something, one sutta on the computer. And okay, let's say it is 7 p.m. No? After I type on the computer, you need 5 minutes, right? And I look at the clock, it's 7:15. I said, that is strange. It's just like I will start just a few words, you know. 7:15 on it already. But when I look at the clock, not even 7:01. And this happened to me 2-3 times, you know. Then I realized this is called perception. If you look at the clock, you know, you're very slow. You notice when you wait for the bus, how come this bus never comes? That's because you are waiting for it. And when you don't expect it, the bus always comes. That's because you don't think about it. So when your mind is thinking about it, yeah, time seems to slow down. Your meditation also like that. If you don't enjoy your meditation, say, oh yeah, wait the time. You're looking at your clock, that means you're not meditating. Well, if you meditate, you say, suddenly 1 hour, then you say, wow, time flies. Right? In fact, time doesn't fly for me. You know? I seem to have more time nowadays. You see, after 15 years, I already translated 60 volumes, 10,000 pages. You know? I wrote a short reflection. I said, if 15 years ago, I knew, or I told myself, I will translate 60 volumes, 10,000 pages. I get so terrified I wouldn't do it. I said, wow, so many. I mean, there's a lot of work to do. You get scared. You would think like that. We don't think like that. We do bit by bit, one sutta at a time. And then before you know it, oh, it's all done. You see how many sessions you all come for this study already? I don't know. Since August, no? Twice a month? Right? How many already? Total? 12 times. About 12 times, huh? Yeah. So there you are. And times roughly 2 hours, 24 hours, you know, of sutta study. And meditation, by the way. right? So there you are. So this is where in Pali we say toka tokang. Yeah, it sounds Hainanese, but it's Pali. Toka tokang means little by little. Yeah? In Hainanese, tokang means do work, Right? Yeah. No, it's tokang. Okay. So toka tokang, bit by bit, drop by drop. Okay. There are two verses in the Dhammapada. One verse says, "Do not disregard evil. Drop by drop, the pot is filled. Bad karma grows like that. So don't think, oh, this one just small evil." On the good side is, don't look down on good, because drop by drop, the pot is filled with goodness too. Something like that, yeah? So even you sit for a few minutes, then it is good. You build it up bit by bit, okay? So on that note, be happy. Celebrate your New Year happily. Don't break the precepts. And be kind to all your relatives. So they say, wow, you have changed. That's a wonderful statement to you. Change in a good way. And tell them, yeah, you study suttas lah, you do a bit of advertisement for us, for the joy of the family. So I wish you all a very happy New Year ahead of time, all the blessings. Okay. So we close, is it? Alright, so this is our last lesson of this lunar year. Let us rejoice that we have got together in peace. We have closed our eyes to see more of ourselves, to see the peace inside us, to try to understand the Buddha's teaching so that we discover our true self, to become happy, so that we can keep the precepts even more effectively, and to calm and clear our minds so that wisdom arises to us, that we may be courageous and wise to aspire to at least become stream winners in this life itself, so that we start walking on the path of awakening and to not be reborn in the lower worlds. With this kind of joy and understanding, there is great blessings. By the power of this blessing, let us cultivate loving kindness to ourselves, that we may be blessed with health and a clear mind and wisdom to continue to study the Dhamma for our development. By the same token, let us send our loving kindness to our loved ones, our relatives, people we care for, people who care for us. May they be well and happy. Also to this house, this family, that they may be well and happy too. And to those who are practicing the Dhamma, that they may quickly see the true teaching and awaken in this life itself. And to those who are still struggling and have difficulties with the Buddha's teaching or with the truth, may they be joyful and see liberation, spiritual liberation in this life itself too. May all beings be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.